Flam, why would you join a call just to seethe for like 2 hours? That doesn't make any sense. None of this has looked good so far. It's just you seething at him and then him laughing at you. And then everyone else in the call laughing at you. What is this accomplishing? Wait, what's going on in the chat? Glad I didn't take the quarter-inch place in your heart. What does that even mean? Proud of you. You only tweeted like 5 times about me today. Oh, God. Oh, God. I gotta be honest, this debate is more pathetic than I expected it to be. I'm trying to be reasonable here, but Flam is just getting, like, his cock just fucking pounded right now. Just stomped into the dirt right now. Like, again, I don't understand this, right? He joins the call, and he's just seething at Nick. But, like, why? Why is this necessary? This is just making him look worse. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, if you're gonna go at the offensive of Nick, just fucking do streams. Just fucking, talk shit to him. Call him a spurg or something. But this is just him seething. And coming from, like, the, like, it's like coming from the guy who's like, you know, don't get mad at the internet. It's just like, why would you act like this? Like, that's what I'm saying, Flamenco. It seems like when I say like you're in a spiral, that's just what it seems like. It seems like you have no like self-awareness as to why people think that you're acting weird. People don't want to hear the moralizing about jokes like KYS from you. And what way? Nick was saying he wanted me to come on and people spammed me in the chat. Well, if you don't have anything really to say that's substantial, then why go on? You know? Like if you don't have anything that's like, cause like, it's not like you went on and you were like, all right, Nick, you fucking, like you started to get into it with the mod thing. I'll give you that, right? But you're attacking Nick on a point that he never made. And then sticking to, well, I think you made that point. Well, nobody in the audience is hearing you say that and thinking like, damn, got him there, right? Like nobody's thinking that. When did I say people can't make those jokes? No. Flam. This is what I'm saying. You accused Nick of making the argument that Nick was saying that you knew that Tux was a sister fucker and that you modded him knowing this like creepy shit about him. When that's not the point Nick made. Nick wasn't even making a point. He was just insulting you by saying that your mods are weird. He's not making an argument there, right? But you attribute that to him making an argument there. That's not even what Nick believes. So it's like the one point that you confront him on, you like it immediately got dropped. I said I don't like Sawa for that. For what, the suicide jokes? Why though? Why are we moralizing? This is the problem, Flam, is that everything that you're arguing is something that nobody expects you to hold that position over. Moralizing over kill yourself, getting mad at a joke on the internet. I mean, these are all things that if Ralph's screaming at songs or something, or moralizing, Ralph actually does moralize all the time. Ralph does moralize. He moralizes constantly. He'll moralize how nobody cares when I get swatted. You know, even though he wishes for other people to get swatted, right? He'll sit there and he'll moralize about people going after his family when he's gone after other people's family. He'll moralize about, you know, people making fun of his kid when he's literally like wished other people's children death and celebrated their like miscarriages and shit. So it's the same thing. When people hear you moralize about KYS, people are like, what the why are you saying this, Flamenco? This should not be what's coming out of your mouth because it doesn't make any sense. Like you're getting mad at a joke on the internet, but you're the guy who's against getting mad at the internet, right? Because, you know, anybody that gets mad loses, which isn't always true, by the way, but that's more how you think. So that's why I'm surprised that you hold this position. And that's why a lot of people are surprised. When did I fucking say that? You've definitely said like that before. Like, why is Ralph getting mad, guys? We're just laughing at him, you know, stuff like that. Maybe it's because he got upset. You know, maybe the jokes got under his skin and he lashed out. They probably did. Does that mean that he's right for that? No, he's a bitch. If people are swatting Ralph, he's right to get mad. Yeah, but Ralph sees all the time about just people talking shit. And then you'll do your stream and be like, lol, Ralph's mad. Ralph freaks out. You've definitely done that before. You know, making it out like, oh, Ralph seething at jokes is ridiculous, which it is. I just think that if you're going to have that principle, you should be consistent with it and apply the same standards you set for other people to yourself. That's what I'm saying. And that's why people don't like you right now. I mean, if you want to call in or something instead of battling in the chat, I mean, that'd probably be a little bit easier. Yo, what's up? Are you live?
No, I'm not.
No. All right. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can get that. I just never said that people can't get mad over like things that are reasonable to get mad about. Like I never.
So all the times that Ralph has like screamed at you and like spurged about you and stuff, like you think that's all justified? Like, let's talk about the bowling alley thing, for instance, right? Like when he was seething and saying that you were sabotaging his bowling alley event, did you not like you made fun of him for that? You were like, lol, he's freaking out.
Yeah, because he like came up with this like
but he's justified,
conspiracy that
because he cares about that event. He said this is his event of the year. He cares strongly about that event, right? And when he sees people like you fucking with them, right? Is he not justified to like be outraged over that?
Of
course not. Of course not. Because that's fucking.
Well, no, hold on.
He's not.
No, Can I finish what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he genuinely in his heart believes that I sent like multiple agents to go and sabotage his event, sure. But
he's just believing. You didn't do that. So he's just believing conspiracies about you, right? Like that's not justified. Why would he just believe random shit he's fucking told about you that's not fucking true? Of course that's not justified, right? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, sure.
Fuck Ralph.
Can I
and that's why people are saying fuck you.
Can you play the clip that I DM'd you?
The Salvo one?
Yeah.
I goddamn hate Flamenco. I hate Flamenco and I hate Sonic. And it's coming from a place of pure and honest vitriol. I genuinely hate him. And I hate everybody talking about him. And I hate how people are acting like he's cool. And that grown men should be watching him on the screen. I want him dead. I want him to burn in hell. I want to rip that motherfucker apart. And I mean that. I want to kill him. I want to stab him repeatedly. I want to make him feel pain.
So I'm curious, like this is like open season now. Anybody can say that they want to kill somebody live on air like that?
Do you think this clip is serious, Flamenco?
No, but does that mean that like people are able to just do that whenever they want now?
Do you know what he's about to do?
Yeah, he stabs himself in the hand like a fucking retard.
This is what he does. He fucking rips up the Sonic doll. Do you think this is like this violates some like grounds of internet ethics?
No, I'm just saying that if it were like anybody else and they were saying that they wanted to kill somebody, it would probably be handled a little bit different.
No, it wouldn't. Everybody would laugh, and anybody that would get upset at that would be a fucking idiot, right? Like that's what people would say. What do you mean, dude? Are you good? Like you've lost it. Like what the fuck? It's just like what?
Okay, I'm like confused. Like you're cool with anybody in your chat saying that they want to kill somebody.
Yes, I don't give a fuck.
Okay. Fair
I don't care, and you don't care either. You used to not care, but now you care when it's against you. Now you care when it's against you.
No. I've openly disallowed anybody Fed posting my chat. You know this.
Fed post, like threatening to blow up a federal building, maybe, but saying that they want to kill somebody.
Talking about how they want.
Dog, one of your own mods was talking about like raping psych draws, and said that like the trans suicide rate rising pleases them like sexually or something. What do you mean you've disavowed that shit? It still fucking happens
anymore.
Okay, but I'm just saying people definitely say wild shit in your community.
The second that somebody says that they're gonna like rape somebody, yeah, they're gone.
So Hal's gone?
No, Grematu is the one that threatened to like.
But Hal said he wanted to rape Psych.
No, I think he made like the Sargon joke.
But that's not a joke. It's real. It's a rape threat.
No, the Sargon thing is I wouldn't even rape you.
Dude. The same way you're freaking out about Sava saying that and then stabbing a Sonic doll.
I'm just like.
But now you're saying that because it's a Sargon quote, that makes it fine.
Well, the Sargon one is I wouldn't even.
Right.
100.
Right.
So you know that that's a joke, but you think the Salvo joke is too far.
This one is somebody I want to stab this person.
What? Wait. You're comparing stabbing and rape, dude.
No, wouldn't even.
Yes, you are. You literally are, dude.
The Sargon thing is wouldn't even rape.
So what? Okay, like if we're moralizing over one, why not the other?
I'm like confused. Like people like
if I went on about like
anybody I get like upset about, like I can just say that I want to fucking kill them and stab them, and that's like something you'd be like okay with associating with?
Flamenco.
Yeah.
If you went live on stream one day and you had like a little fucking pig doll or something, right? And you were like, I want to kill Ethan Ralph, and then you're cutting that shit up or whatever. Like nobody would take that seriously as like you intend to fucking kill Ralph or something like that. Especially if you're fucking known as like a community fucking troll or character that is literally just that only exists for the sake of pissing people off. Don't you think what you're saying doesn't make any fucking I don't know what to say saying. Like, you don't. None of what you're saying makes sense to me. And I don't think that you actually think any of this. By the way, I think that you have a set of moral standards that you do not carry yourself. I think that when the shoe is on the other foot, I think when the shoe's on the other foot, you freak out.
When did I ever threaten to stab somebody to death?
Dude, you covered a rape allegation against Ralph.
When did I say I want to stab Ralph to death?
Dude, you did something worse than that. You accused the guy of fucking rape. Like, what do you mean?
No, I didn't. I always front-loaded that with it's also coming from Alice, who's like the most fucking unreliable source that you could ever have.
But you definitely pushed the idea that he's like which again, I don't care about.
No,
let me just make that clear.
Alice did specifically.
You don't think that you like assisted the allegation in any way whatsoever? You literally brought it up on my show randomly one day. I remember it. And I had to be the one to say like, no, I don't want to get into the rape shit. All right. I'm not interested in that. Fair enough. Right? You brought that up, which is why I think that you were definitely to some extent amplifying that fucking message, which is worse, by the way, than doing a little joke where you're like, I'm going to kill you. And then you cut up a Sonic doll. You don't get it, man.
I guess we have just different values on this, dude.
No, dude. We had the same values on this, right? Your values have shifted.
I've never gone on stream and then gone on about how I fucking hate this Sanderhall retard. I want to stab him to death. I want to rip him apart.
You can't keep saying this to me, bro. You can't keep saying this to me, bro. No. Hold on. You just said something so wrong because you premeditated a plot to get Xanderhall fucking homeless and ruin his relationship with his mother and lose his job,
I don't think it would get him homeless. I don't think it would get him homeless and it wouldn't lose his job.
How? You literally wanted the guy evicted from his fucking house.
I wanted his mom to cut him off.
What do you mean, dude? You're cutting the guy off of his family support and also choking his fucking, like, because you set up this conspiracy theory that fucking Xanderhall's mom was, like, fucking, feeding him income so that he could pay his rent. So you wanted to destroy that family connection.
Talking about him.
What do you mean you acknowledge it was wrong? You still at one point set up this scheme that you launched on your stream that you only backed away from when you got pushback for it.
Yeah, and then I acknowledged it was wrong.
So don't tell me that, like, it would be so... No. But Flamenco, this is what I'm saying.
Irrationally angry about that person.
Don't tell me that it's unreasonable for me to think that you would say stuff like, I want to kill Xanderhall when you wanted to ruin his life. It is totally reasonable to me that at some point you would want to kill Xanderhall based on the other shit that you've wanted to happen to him. That's why I'm saying. Your standards have changed.
You understand there's a difference between like going on air and saying that to like everybody listening, right?
Not really. Why? Why is there a difference?
Really? All right,
why is there a difference?
It's just going to be a fundamental disagreement on this then.
Whether you've said it on the air to the person directly, like, I don't really give a fuck, you know?
I guess, like, I don't know. I find that, like, kind of a bridge too far, and I think that, like, dude, generally,
how can you be the guy to say the bridge is too far? Like you're a gossip channel. We're gossip channels, right? We open ourselves up. We forfeit.
Once it gets to the point of like, I want to kill you. I want to like choke the life out of you or something like that.
Flamenco, let me tell you something. You're a public figure now. You're a public figure. I'm a public figure. We're liable to all kinds of shit that would be totally annoying to us if we were just private citizens. We're liable to people gossiping about us. We're liable to people fucking lying about us, making videos about us, talking shit about us, threatening us and shit like this. And we can respond to it in ways that makes sense. I'm just telling you right now, the way that you're responding to shit, not only does it not make sense, but it's hypocritical to your previous values.
I don't think it's hypocritical to my values. I generally find like,
how
calls for death or death threats
but it's not like a situation. It's not even a situation where it's like agree to disagree because I've shown you directly how and you're not getting it. I'm just like, I'm amazed.
I don't agree with the analogy. That's where we're disagreeing on.
But I've explained to you why the shit that you've done or the shit you're crying about now is shit that you've participated in.
I'm not really crying about it. Like, I'm just
yes,
like,
you are. What do you mean? That's all I listened to in this entire debate.
Okay, I just fair enough.
You entered the call just seething at him while he just laughed at you.
How was I seething at him?
What do you mean? How are you just seething? Like as soon as you get into the call, you're already asked about it. People are making jokes and shit. You're not having any of it. You're sitting there fucking complaining to him. He's fucking laughing at you.
Oh, with Nick? Well, I mean, it's just like I came in trying to actually like have a conversation.
I mean, it's not even something that the audience has to take for my word. We listened to the first like 15 minutes of it before you came in.
Yeah. I mean, fundamentally just talking to Nick is like a waste of time. So that's my bad on that one.
I guess. I don't know. Fuck. Do you not understand why people people are upset with you?
At this point, like, I guess like people are upset that I'm like not super cool with some fucking random schizoid saying how much he wants to stab me to death.
So the next time Ralph moralizes, are you going to shit on him?
Wait, how? What do you mean?
So when Ralph goes on there and is like,
if Ralph
fake
is
news,
going off
Flamenco is getting on a stream, telling more lies about me, attacking my family. You know what I mean? Like, when he does that, are you going to criticize him for that? Or are you going to say, like, you know what, fair enough, Ralph, you're allowed to get upset with me. You're allowed to get upset with me.
If PPP and Worski talked about how they wanted to go and hunt him down and shoot him, then yeah, I would say that he's right to complain about that. PPP and Worski have talked about meeting up with his baby mama and hanging out with his son. That is infinitely more personal than the hypothetical you're suggesting. Shooting somebody to death.
But no, then threatening. What, shooting? What are you talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about, said that they wanted to shoot
Salvo
him.
didn't shoot you to death, bro. He said he's gonna kill you and then cut up a Sonic doll. That's what we're talking about. Don't change the hypothetical.
Okay.
So how are you going to go after Ralph for moralizing when this is now your stance? This is my question to you.
People are talking about how they want to stab him to death, then no, he's not wrong for moralizing against that, I guess.
What about when he moralized about you and talks about all the fake news that you spread about him and shit like that? What's he gonna do? Or what are you gonna do? Are you gonna be like, fuck you, Ralph, you're not allowed to get upset?
I have no idea.
Because if you say that, he's just gonna fucking laugh at you and play this clip.
I guess I'll just try to like not say that I'm going to want to stab him to death, I guess.
You're just not answering my question. I've asked you 3 times now. What are you going to do when he... No. You're like, I'm just not going to say that I want to stab him. If
he brings this up, I'll say that, like, yeah, I talked shit about you. I didn't say that I wanted to stab you to death.
Okay, dude. This just sounds retarded. You're setting yourself up for just unnecessary bullshit right now. And I don't know. I just don't understand how this makes any sense. I think that you're losing touch with almost in a way like your audience. You know what I mean? Like, I know you still have a lot of core people on your fucking channel that'll never leave and shit, but like the way that you presented yourself and the way you're acting now is in stark contrast. And I don't even think you realize that. It really
isn't though, because I've never allowed calls
You've
for
allowed
violence
worse.
Or like, no, I've not. I don't see how that's worse.
You've allowed worse shit. You've allowed and participated in worse shit that you're crying about. You threatened. You literally threatened to go after Xanderhall and cut off his connection with his mom and his income. You know what I mean? You've elevated a false, well, I don't know if it's false. Who knows? But you've elevated a rape allegation against somebody while also arguing that them crying about it makes them look pathetic and weak because they're getting mad at the internet. As you see that the internet because somebody stabbed a fucking Sonic doll and said they were going to kill you, right? Like,
I never said that Ralph was pathetic or weak for getting upset about it. I'm just saying that, like,
I don't believe you, man. I know for a fact you fired up streams talking about Ralph seething. Ralph seething at this. Ralph's mad. About what? Rage pig. Dude, they literally call him Rage Pig. They make fun of him all the time for getting mad. The butt of the joke against Ralph is that he's a fat, angry, alcoholic, mad loser. That's Ralph.
Ralph seething about what?
About you. And everybody else.
About what specifically?
About all the shit that you talk about him.
What like specifically? Like, what did I say that's like comparable to I want to stab this guy? You streamed
about him every day for like the last 6 months. So how do you not see this? How is it not clear to you?
I guess it's just a different opinion and values then, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. I'm just going to tell you this right now, all right? The next time you do a Ralph stream where you're sitting there making fun of him for getting mad, it's not going to hit as hard as the previous ones, okay? And I'm telling you that right now because your line of action recently, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, damn, bro.
I guess. Like, yeah, Ralph got angry that somebody shook a pill bottle. Flam got angry because people were calling him a pedophile. Yeah, that's the same thing. That's a very reasonable statement.
I don't know, man. You just don't get it. Like, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm not going to sit here and like butt your ass and be like,
I don't think you've articulated it.
You just don't understand
it. Okay, well, I guess we don't understand, but I don't think you've even articulated it, honestly.
I literally explained to you. How long have we been talking in this call? We've been talking now for what, 20 minutes? And I've explained to you how at every point you're hypocritical and have participated in worse actions than you're crying about right now.
Don't think so. I've never falsely called people pedophiles, and I've never talked about how I wanted to stab them to death.
Stab them to death, bro.
Did he not just say that?
That's him ripping your guts out.
Okay.
That's gonna be what you
This is what I do to my enemies.
Yep. Like you.
This is what I do to the people I disdain.
I just think that you're opening yourself up to like people now like get into a beef with you and talk about how they want to kill you or something, and then you can't really complain about that.
I don't give a shit.
Okay,
I don't care.
Fair enough.
I don't care because I love the internet and I love telling people the worst shit imaginable. And I would be a bitch. I would be a hypocritical bitch if I were to sit there and fucking get mad at the standard that I've set up for myself. Okay? That's why I wouldn't care.
Okay.
Because I love it.
I've never opened up the standard that it's reasonable or cool to talk about how much you want to kill somebody. So, all right.
All right. Well, whatever. I've explained this to you. Give it a long sleep on this. All right? Sleep on this. Because if you are smart, Flamenco, you will wake up tomorrow and say that everything I just told you was correct.
What specifically is correct though? Like I'm like what is the actual
You've
like
lost touch.
Concise thing that you're trying? So I've lost touch.
Yeah, you're disconnected with the audience, and I don't think you realize
I'm disconnected with your audience, but like that's mostly because like a bigger person in your audience like just kind of shits on the table and declares victory.
Well, the shit you're saying just isn't resonating or making any sense with them.
Okay, that's fine.
And I think their criticisms makes sense.
Sure. I disagree. I like vehemently disagree, but okay. Peace. Anything else?
No.
Yep, peace.
Bruh. Jesus Christ. We could watch more of the video, I suppose, but honestly, I prefer the conversation. I think that went pretty fucking well. I think that Flamenco would be in his best wishes to take the advice that I was giving him seriously and maybe think it over. Ultimately, what I'm just talking about here is consistency. All that I'm arguing for is that the standard that you set up for other people and that the way you treat other people is the same way you expect to be treated. It's like the oldest saying in the book. The oldest saying in the book, but it's true. And I think the part at the end there really sold it, right? Because Flamenco's sitting here saying, you've created a standard where now people can say awful shit about you. And for the record, there is a difference between a death threat and what Salva did. What Salva did right here, this is not a death threat. He's just doing this to be fucking funny, and it's obvious. What kind of death threat has the guy ripping up a Sonic doll? Like, what? Does Flamenco think that his, like, Salva's gonna rip him up and fucking rearrange his insides and shit? No, obviously not. Obviously, Flamenco doesn't think that, which is why getting mad at this doesn't make any sense. But Flamenco sat there and he was like, well, you've created a standard now where people are allowed to fucking say things about you. And it's like, well, yeah, but I've already made my bed with that. I've already set the standards for what I think is too far. So I'm fine with that.